Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to the Rebuild Podcast. So for today's video, we are going to say one positive thing about all 30 NBA teams. So I believe the man, Kenny King of the fourth quarter, has done this before, so I do want to give full credit for him, or over to him for doing this. Dude's awesome, guys. Go check out his channel, everything like that. But yeah, man, so here we go. One positive thing. You know, sometimes on my channel here, I can be a little on the negative side. I mean, you know, especially I'm talking about Kevin Durant and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to be positive here, guys. So the first one we have is the Philadelphia 76ers. And my compliment for them is props on trusting the process, guys. Just because a lot of teams, you know, they won't always trust their game plan. They'll make a lot of different moves out there, try to sometimes take shortcuts and stuff like that. Despite this team having injuries, the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, they just kept on trusting the process. And now look at them, guys. They are going to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference for many years to come. For the Milwaukee Bucks, my compliment to you guys is, with the right coach, you guys are a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Literally the only team the Bucks fell off, or the only reason the Bucks fell off last season, was because they did not really have a great coach at the time. It seems a lot of their sets out there was just kind of like freestyling and stuff like that. It just wasn't great. But I mean, you guys have like a 23 or 24-year-old Greek freak Giannis out there. Eric Bledsoe is a serviceable point guard. Chris Middleton is a great 20-point per game scorer. Jabari Parker, he's still extremely young. It could be something out there. Former Rookie of the Year and Malcolm Brogdon. Like, this team is legit. They just need the right coach to put it all together. For the Chicago Bulls, I'm going to say, Lauri Markkanen is the perfect big in the NBA right now, guys. The fact that he is 7 foot tall, we can shoot 3-pointers. I believe made like the most 3-pointers out of like any rookie in NBA history, something like that. That's a lot to be said right there. Not to mention, you know, this is kind of like a second thing, but it kind of goes hand in hand just because of the type of player Lauri Markkanen is that free agents are going to want to play around him and also want to play for the Chicago Bulls. They are just one of those destinations out there. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, not gonna lie, this one was kind of tough just based off the situation of like LeBron James leaving possibly. It's like, how do you be positive after that? Well, my thought's this: even if LeBron James does leave, you guys still have a pretty young, talented roster out there and a good draft pick. I mean, it's no doubt the team will have to go into a full-on rebuild, but the fact is that you do have like Rodney Hood, you do have Larry Nance Jr., the 8th pick overall. You are a lot farther ahead in a rebuild as compared to other teams out there that are in, you know, similar situations with just having stars leaving the team and stuff like that. Boston Celtics. All right, this one was easy. You are in position to be the top Eastern Conference team for at least the next decade. Even if Kyrie Irving does decide to leave, I don't think he will, but if he does, it's like you still have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on that team. I mean, Gordon Hayward is, what, like 28, 29? This team is going to be very good for a very long time, guys. The Boston Celtics are in a great situation. Okay, for the Clippers, your roster is perfect to insert a superstar into. That's literally all this team is missing, is just that all-star superstar scoring caliber player to really take them over the top. Because, you know, having Lou Williams, having DeAndre Jordan, assuming he accepts his player option, having Tobias Harris, Avery Bradley, Patrick Beverley, the 12th and 13th pick in the draft. That is so perfect. All you need is that Paul George, that Kawhi Leonard, somebody like that. It's like, yeah, all teams want those out there, man, but that one of those players on this roster, that's a top team in the Western Conference, no doubt. For the Memphis Grizzlies, a top 4 pick combined with Mike Conley and Marcus Gasol could be a decent team out in the Western Conference. I don't know why people are thinking that this team absolutely needs to trade away Mike Conley and Marcus Gasol, just because like Mike Conley is one of those players that I could see playing until he's like 37 years old. I mean, he's not extremely athletic, but the way he plays the game of basketball, it's like his jump shot's there. He's very smart. Marcus Gasol is still an extremely good basketball player. If somehow they could convince Tyreke Evans to come back to this team, they got Dylan Brooks, who is very young and was one of the better rookies in the draft class. Combine that with that top pick right there, and it's like the Memphis Grizzlies could be on the radar a lot quicker than what we think they could be. Okay, for the Atlanta Hawks, Taurean Prince, John Collins, and the 3rd pick is a great start for a rebuild. So obviously, you know, that Atlanta Hawks team, it seems like, you know, ages ago, but really was not that long ago when they had Al Horford and Kyle Korver and Jeff Teague and guys like that, and this team was doing absolutely fantastic. It's like, since then, they've had some pretty smart draft choices out there. Like, Taurean Prince is like a 15-point per game scorer. John Collins was one of the better big players out of the NBA draft class last year. You got, you know, some decent trade value in Dennis Schroeder and Kent Bazemore, and also whoever you give that 3rd pick. And not to mention you're in the weak Eastern Conference. It's like your team could definitely be something in just a few more seasons, assuming you guys continue to make some smart moves out there. Okay, for the Miami Heat, this, guys, I have my greatest positive thing for them respect for staying competitive since LeBron has left and not going into a full rebuild. Like, this team is still on the map. This team is still just one player away, one all-star away from being one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, a lot of teams, you know, you lose a star player, you just want to fold up and cry, man. You just want to be done with everything. But no, the Miami Heat, so many props to them for staying competitive, because they are still really solid. And it's like, this team I don't think is going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, next up we have the Charlotte Hornets. This one was actually kind of tough, not gonna lie, but I said this: you have the GOAT running your franchise. I know it's Michael Jordan and he's the GOAT of basketball and he's not the GOAT of being an owner out there, but you do have a GOAT on there, man. You have a GOAT. I'm sorry, guys. It was just really tough, man. Somebody can let me know in the comment section below something positive about the Charlotte Hornets franchise right now. I would love to hear it. I mean, I guess you got trade value with Kemba Walker, so that's something to think about. Okay, the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell might just be the top young 1-2 punch in the entire NBA. Like, what those guys bring to this basketball team, it very well could be the best from young players, guys. I know there's probably some duo out there that I am forgetting, but Rudy Gobert, one of the greatest defensive centers in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell gonna be one of the best shooting guards. I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna go on the record and say one of the best shooting guards in the history of the NBA. I know it's only been one season, but I'm all aboard the hype train of Donovan Mitchell. Okay, for the Sacramento Kings, the future is bright. It's just a matter of patience. De'Aaron Fox, great point guard. Bogdanovich, I believe that's how you say it, was one of the best scoring small forwards in the NBA last season. You guys have a top draft pick. Buddy Hield looks like he is still going to be a pretty solid scorer in the NBA. It's just a matter of waiting. And the good thing about that, too, is that by the time you guys are ready to really ball out, the Warriors and teams like that are going to be a lot older and probably breaking things up. So it's just a matter of being patient. You guys will be good. All right, for the New York Knicks. Superstars want to play there. You already have one in Kristaps Porzingis. You know, he just needs to get healthy and everything like that. But I mean, New York Knicks are one of those big market teams that just superstars want to play for, guys. Kyrie Irving, we've heard his name float around. Kawhi Leonard, that's the team he wants to get traded to. At least one of them out there. So it's like, in due time, players are going to come to this team, and you guys are going to be just fine out there. For the Los Angeles Lakers, no other team out there gets to say that LeBron James, Kawhi, and Paul George are all interested in teaming up on your franchise. No other team gets to say that except the Los Angeles Lakers. If that's not positive, I don't know what is. Okay, for the Orlando Magic, you guys have Disney World. You know, I went to Disney World probably about, oh my God, probably about 12 years ago now. And I remember I had this really good ice cream cone. It had like sprinkles on it. The Buzz Lightyear ride was cool. Harry Potter World, man. Who don't want to try a bitch-ass butterbeer? Come on, Orlando. You guys got Disney World. Or is it Disneyland? I think that's California, isn't it? I could be wrong about that too. All right, so the Dallas Mavericks. Dennis Smith Jr. and whoever is selected 5th overall is a nice building block. Plain and simple. It's like, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Mark Cuban talking about like embracing the tank and everything like that, although we all know what goes on in all these GM's minds and owners' minds and everything like that. But I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. and whoever you guys draft here, it's going to be a good start. Not to mention you got Dirk Nowitzki out there. That's going to be a good player mentor. So, yeah. I still think this team's a few seasons away and a few lottery picks away, but they'll get there in time. The Brooklyn Nets. I'm actually really impressed with the Brooklyn Nets. You guys have managed to collect young talent despite not having any draft picks. The fact that you have D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson's decent. I mean, you guys have some really nice players. Jarrett Allen, I like him a lot too. It's like, the team's future is pretty damn bright. I do want them to go for someone like a Jabari Parker to add on to the list of young, getting some young players out there despite not having draft picks. But yeah, I'm very impressed with how this roster has been assembled over the past few seasons. For the Denver Nuggets, you guys were only one win away from making the playoffs. I know that's like comes off as a negative thing, but really it's not. You guys were right there, and Jokic is one of the many hidden gems in the NBA. He's fantastic, guys. He's only 24. And I think he is the perfect center in this era of basketball. So, yeah, the Denver Nuggets, not to mention, like, Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, that's a nice backcourt. The Indiana Pacers. You guys won the Paul George Victor Oladipo trade against all odds, against all the analysts, the bitch-ass analysis. Why can't I say that bitch-ass word, guys? And all the fans of the NBA saying, yo, man, you all got shafted out there when you all got Victor Oladipo. But no, you guys won that trade, and you guys proved doubters and haters wrong out there, and many props to you guys for doing that. For the Pelicans, assuming DeMarcus Cousins comes back on the team, I think he will, you guys have the best power forward and the best center in the NBA. What more can be said? That's something not any other team can say out there, guys. The best power forward and center, and Drew Holiday is looking like one of the better point guards in the NBA also. He's only like, what, like 28, 29 himself? Here are my Detroit Pistons. Okay, the only really, because like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, as a Pistons fan, I was not seeing a lot of positive things about here until we got Dwayne Casey. And the thing about Dwayne Casey is that he brought the Raptors from like a 22-29, something like that win team up to a 59 win team in the first place in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, they had trouble getting past LeBron, but guess what? So does every other team in the Eastern Conference. I think we have a great coach to get this team going in the right direction. For the Toronto Raptors, LeBron might be leading the Eastern Conference. I'm not saying that as a joke or nothing like that. Seriously, you guys were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, man. You only lost to LeBron. Like, you beat other teams out there. If he goes to the Western Conference, there is no way in hell that there's not a chance you guys can actually get to the NBA Finals with your roster. It's like, you already proven that you're a winning team out there. It's just LeBron you couldn't get past. So that's a very bright thing for you guys. For the Houston Rockets, it appears the core is going to stay intact. Chris Paul said he's going back to the Houston Rockets, going to actually try to get LeBron on this team. I do not think he'll be successful. Probably going to match any contract Clint Capella gets out there. Houston Rockets, the only reason you guys lost pretty much was because of Chris Paul going down. At least, like, you guys had a better chance of it. I'm not going to say, like, they were for sure going to win that series against the Warriors, but it was a hell of a lot better chance if he was healthy out there. For the San Antonio Spurs, you have proven that you can win even without Kawhi Leonard. You were only a few wins away from 3rd place in the Western Conference last season. So the fact that you were going to get some sort of trade value back for Kawhi Leonard is only going to add to the success of this roster. And they probably will be a top 5 team, man. Just the way they were playing last season. LaMarcus Aldridge was an all-star out there. Rudy Gay did decline his player option. That does hurt a lot itself. But I think the Spurs organization is one of the best ran teams in the NBA. For the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker plus probably DeAndre Ayton equals a pretty damn solid duo, guys. It's like, yeah, it's going to take a few seasons. Devin Booker is only going to be like 22. DeAndre Ayton was a freshman, so he's only going to be like 19 years of age. Josh Jackson's still a few seasons away, but it's definitely a good start right there, guys. Definitely a very solid start. For the OKC Thunder, no matter what, I'm sorry, guys, starting to lose my voice here a little bit. No matter what happens with Paul George, you still have a former MVP in Russell Westbrook on your team. I know people hate on him saying that, oh, all Russell cares about is his stats and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is that you still got him on your team. Without Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, this team still won like 50 wins out there. So you just got to find the right formula around Russell Westbrook and see how it goes, man. You got an MVP on your team. That's a positive thing if I ever saw one. For the Timberwolves, the owner said that he would actually fire management before trading away Karl Anthony Towns. It's great when you have, you know, a general manager or owner out there that is committed to the players and not like the coaches. That means they are willing to get the right guys on this team around Karl Anthony Towns and build this team to be successful for many years to come. And not to mention he's only, what, like 22 or 23 himself. You all got Jimmy Buckets and Andrew Wiggins, Jeff T. You got some good trade value too on that team if needed. For the Trailblazers, you're only 1 star away. And I'm not saying that's like, I'm not saying you're going to get that star based off your contract situation, but I'm saying, man, you have Damian Lillard. You don't trade that man. You keep him on your team. My guesses are you probably try to trade away CJ McCollum just because, like, while he is very solid, I don't think he's the right player around, alongside Damian Lillard. So you are one right all-star away, the right choice to put alongside Damian Lillard from competing out in the Western Conference. For the Washington Wizards, your issue is you have 2 really, really good guards. There's there's worse problems to have out there, man. That's actually a really good problem to have because that means, yeah, sure, John Wall and Bradley Beal might not be like optimal with you guys with each other in the backcourt, but that means you have one really, really solid guard that you can trade away in a NBA that's dominated by guards and I also small forwards. But I will definitely say that like it's more of a perimeter game these days. So yeah, you trade Bradley Beal away, you can get a really nice piece to put alongside John Wall. And for the Golden State Warriors, y'all managed to go 73-9 without Kevin Durant. That's the best I got, man. I cannot compliment no bitch-ass Durant's team out there, man. I do like Stephen Curry, not gonna lie. Klay Thompson's cool. Draymond Green's cool. But yeah, y'all were good before Durant. Sorry, Durant. I was gonna make some sort of snake joke, but I couldn't think of one. Something about how you guys support, like, you're like pro snake, but I just could not have one out there, guys. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Let me know some positive things about your team or some other teams in the comment section below. And peace out, my friends.